comfortable with that, please feel free. You can, turn off your mics, you can mute yourself and all of that, right? But just, interact with us via the chat. But then we always like to make you aware that the session is recorded, because we would really love for this to be as interactive as possible. And, this is in-house, right? This is our own thing. So we would love for you all to turn on your cameras as much as possible, because like I said, we really want this to be interactive. We want to be able to see you, to understand that, you're following, and really get to know your faces, because we'll be interacting with you all a lot for the next 12 weeks, right? To allow for the session to run smoothly, we advise to please keep your mics muted, unless, when we get to the areas where we open the floor for questions, and when we are having the interview sessions and all of that. Of course, we want there to be interaction. But even for the interview sessions as well, if you want to speak, you can just, use the raise hand feature, and then, you'll get a chance to talk. We really want to hear everyone's voice, but then we will do that in a coordinated fashion. If you have any questions as we proceed, please drop them in the chat. And if the questions even arise later on, it's fine. We also have the group chat, so you can always drop your questions, and myself or any of the other coaches would always be willing to help. And then really important, we would love for you to, if you're not already following, follow and share your experience on social media, right? So on this page, you can see we have the barcode for the LinkedIn, the Platform Explorers LinkedIn page, and then also the Twitter or the X page. So please scan and, follow and interact with our content, interact with our platform, and, tag us once you finally put out the notice that, yeah, I'm starting this exciting new journey with Platform Explorers. Now we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into it. Our agenda for today, I will just walk us through that and then hand over to Rachel, who would speak to us more, like, introduce most of the topics we have here. So our agenda for today, first, of course, really important for us to know more about Platform Explorers. A lot of you already follow the page on, social media like LinkedIn and X, or you've heard about us from a friend, and that's what drove you to register for this, cohort, right? But then we just want to break that down even further and share more details. Then you would also get to meet our amazing team members. And of course, we'll be having a session on personal branding, because I think there's nothing we want to do that would bring the best results if we do not go an extra mile to actually proactively build our personal brand. So we'll be having a panel conversation, and you get to, learn more about the topic. And, we would also take some proactive actions. That's one of the key takeaways actually from today's sessions, the fact that we would actually be taking proactive steps, right, to build our personal brand starting today. Yeah, starting today, guys. Then we'll be looking at, the tracks and the timelines for the cohort. For those of you that have questions, trying to understand, okay, what times exactly would we be meeting? So you would get to know more about that. And finally, we would then split everyone to the group interview sessions. The idea behind these group interview sessions, do not feel tense, do not feel like, overwhelmed or anything. The idea behind it is we're trying to understand where you are as a professional, right? And also, areas of improvement, getting to understand how experienced you are in the track that you have signed up for. And then we then know how to, like, the coaches would then know how to, advise going forward as you embark on this journey with us. So that's really the key purpose of this, of the group interview session, right? And you will find out that we would have subsequent sessions as we proceed during the next few weeks. So please relax, just be chill. We're all friends here. So yeah. Okay. And a final one. Congratulations. I think that's even one of the most important stuff. Congratulations on making it this far. So yeah, let's go into it. Over to you, Rachel.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here. And there's one thing I would advise you to do is that if you see on your group, on your WhatsApp group, try and connect with the people you have on your tracks so that when you do not see them in a class, you try and reach out to them to ask them, okay, how far? Why are you not on the call? What's happening? We want to make sure that we pull everybody along, and this is a community. So try and know yourself because you do not know who would help you. Maybe the person you are just in a group with will have an opportunity and they can tag you along. Okay? So, hi everyone, welcome to Platform Explorers, and congratulations to everyone who joined this cohort. We had 140 plus individuals who applied, and you got the opportunity to be a part of this first cohort. And the inspiration for Platform Explorers is that we did this on the first call if you joined, but we are still going to say it again. So the inspiration for Platform Explorers is from myself and Johan. We noticed the bridge between having your technical experience, like you reading personally, going through courses, going through books, or even building projects. We notice that there is a gap between doing all of that and the industry experience, like you getting a job, how it looks like, how you are given a task, how to work on a project. Because when you're in a company or in a business, no matter how big or small it is, you're going to be working with a team. So being able to work with a team, being able to collaborate, explain what you are doing, being able to complete your tasks, because it's not easy. Apart from even passing through the interview process, like getting that job, the first year or the first 2 years, it's not easy because you have to learn how the industry looks like. You have to learn how to build tags and all of it. So what we are doing in Platform Explorers is that we are coming together to collaborate with coaches, our amazing coaches, to collaborate with them and recruiters to put you forward, to make you stand out, that when you apply for a job opportunity, they're going to be like, okay, this person is amazing. They know what they are doing, even though they do not understand the tool fully. If they are given this opportunity, they can be able to they can be able to go the extra mile. And we are also working on reviewing your CVs. We shared a form where you registered for those who are interested in their CVs being reviewed. We are going to be doing, like today, we are going to be doing a group interview to know where you are so that we can know how to work on your progress. And throughout this cohort, it's going to be on building of projects. There's not going to be any training. You're going to be given a task, a project to work on, and it's for you to work on that task, do your research. Because if you are working in a company and you are given a task, you're not going to come back. You have to understand the task. You have to, if there's any thing that you do not know how to do, you have to do your research in order to solve that problem or in order to build that feature. So we're going to be doing it like this is a job opportunity that you have gotten, and this is a task that has been given to you to solve a business problem. And that is our mission, just for you to solve real life project experience, your CV reviews. Make sure that you are ready for make sure that you are ready for the real life interviews, that you are confident enough to answer questions and also to talk to your interviewer. And we are going to be connecting you with different people in the community, like starting from our coaches, where they are already industry experts in their roles. Yeah. Okay. And our vision is to make sure that at the end of this cohort, it depends on how serious are you, how willing are you. We want to make sure that at the end of this cohort, we have 30 individuals in this cohort. We want to make sure that at the end of it, 80%, 50% has a job. So it just depends on how serious are you. Are you ready to go the extra mile? Are you ready to complete your tasks? Are you ready to attend the calls? Yeah, okay. And hi, John.
Yes. Now meet our team, of course. Rachel has already walked you through, the idea behind Platform Explorers, what we're about, our mission, our vision. Now we cannot achieve all of that without the help and the support of the coaches that you see, displayed here. So I would start because they've passed the mic to me. So I would introduce myself. Of course, as some of you may know, my name is Juan Ido. I'm a technical specialist for security, compliance, and identity at Microsoft Ireland. Um, I moved to Ireland about 3 years ago to actually work with Avanade Ireland as a modern workplace consultant. And then I joined Microsoft about 4 months ago. So, in the course of my journey, my career journey, because I have been in tech for about 9 years, a bit over 9 years now. I know there will be lots of people on this call who have like tons of years of experience, even more than that. But then I would say I am one of the I've been blessed in the sense that I've benefited a lot from community sessions such as this. Benefited a lot from other people giving, right? So I'm really excited about the opportunity to lead and to coach the cybersecurity track for this cohort. So I really look forward to working with everyone who has registered, everyone who is in the class with me. So then I'll pass to, in no particular order, I'll pass to Rachel.
Okay, so hi everyone. I spoke before. So my name is Rachel. I'm currently working in Malta. I'm a Nigerian, but I'm working in Malta. I relocated to Malta. That was in 2022 due to the job I'm doing right now. I so the same week I finished school, like the same week I finished my exam, that is the same week I came to Malta to resume my role. And I work as a Dynamics 365 CRM and Power Platform developer. And I'm looking forward to everybody to seeing you in the class and also for you to take the class serious. Yeah. So hi, Sarah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Anoyago. I am the Azure Cloud Computing Coach, mouthful, for this cohort. I started my career as a modern workplace person, so I switched to fully Azure last year, January. I have been in the industry for about 6 years. Prior to that, I was an electrical engineer. Only did that for like 1 year. Climbing pole is not for me. I was working for NEPA. And I was like, nope, I need something more like working for NEPA is cool as well. But I just needed something different. And I switched to software development. After I switched to software development, it did not work out for me. Then I switched to tech support. After switching to tech support, it did not work out for me. Then I switched to modern workplace consultant. And now again, I switched to Azure. So why am I saying all this? It's just that like you're in the right path if you plan to change your career. And again, if you try it out after 2 years, if it doesn't work for you, you can be like me and keep changing until you, I don't know, until you find
Yeah.
something that you are okay with, I guess. So I'm really excited to work alongside with every one of you on this call. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to see what you guys are going to build. Thank you all for accepting our invite and also participating in this cohort. I would pass to Emmanuel. Is Emmanuel on the call?
I think Emmanuel isn't here yet, but Tofumi is here.
Okay, for me then.
Hello, Tofumi, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay,
My
yeah.
background noise. That's it. Am I clear?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Olaruntofumi Rita. Okay, for me, I studied microbiology in school, and then I knew that I wasn't going to practice as a microbiologist because I don't know, it wasn't exciting for me. Then I started my career as a content writer, switched to social media management, then digital marketing. Somewhat it became very monotonous, just writing, running ads, and I got tired of it. And then I started looking for the next thing that would give me that thrill. And then I was still very much interested in understanding how building the products. I wanted to know how products work, how to build them. So I switched my career to product management, and it has been a very exciting journey for me working in health tech. And currently, I work as a product manager in Alerts by Wema. So I just to sum up everything I've said now, in case you are sort of scared that, oh, I didn't study, I don't have a background in product management, or I'm coming from a science background, I don't even know what it means to manage any products. Just me telling you that you don't need to have any background knowledge. Just be open to learning and be open to changing your career path. Be open to doing new things. Be open to doing hard things. So I'm looking forward to being. I'm looking forward to learning from you guys. I mean, I know I'm going to be the coach, but trust me, it's always a learning experience for me. I definitely know that I'm going to learn from you guys as much as you're going to learn from me. So um, it's going to be an exciting journey for everybody, right? So let's just be open-minded to learning and doing hard things. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. And then Emmanuel isn't here, so I'll just do a quick introduction on behalf of Emmanuel. Then we will pass on. So Emmanuel, of course, is for most of us who may know him, he is an experienced Microsoft 365 administrator and engineer. And then, he happens to be an MVP and also the Microsoft MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainers lead for the Nigerian chapter, right? So we're really proud to have him, with us, and he would be the coach for, the Microsoft 365 path, right? So for those of us who happen to be in the same, track with him, do not hesitate he's in the group chat with you. Do not hesitate to drop him a message, even before your session starts fully next Saturday, right? He's always willing to help. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, we appreciate having him on board with us. So thank you all so much. It's been lovely meeting our coaches so far. And at least now you can put faces to the names. So yeah. Now over to Rachel. So we are now moving to the personal brand. It's more of a panel conversation sort of, and it will be led by Rachel with participations from myself and from Sarah. So over to you, Rachel.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you very much. So I have a few questions to ask everybody to answer first. So what do you think, like when you hear about personal branding, what do you think it means? To you, when you hear personal brand, I think a lot of people talk about it online, but for you, when you hear personal branding, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? Drop it on the chats, or you can omit your mic.
Can I quickly see my own?
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, I would say when I think of personal branding, so yeah, Benga, she's asking like when you think of personal branding, what comes to mind, right? So for me, I would say just like I said in the chat, what people know me for, right? So if someone thinks, security, then they should think about one. Or if they think of volunteering, they should think about me, and that's because of the sort of image that I try to, and I use the word try because like it's something that you consciously need to make the effort to like build that brand, let people know you for that particular areas or for that thing that you do, and when they think about it, they just you come to mind. So yeah, that's personal branding for me.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
I think
We,
Sadiq has.
yeah, if you want to unmute your mic, Sadiq.
Okay, hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I just have said earlier on in the chat, it's just like personal brand different state your identity or what what people actually identify you as. For instance, myself, I'm an electrical engineering student. I'm trying to switch from data analyst to being um a, a citizen developer. So this is just my identity, and also people know me for volunteering. So that's just like an identity of what, or a trademark, what people know you for.
Okay, thank you very much. And we got a lot of answers. We got one's identity, how you present yourself to the world out there. Personal branding is making yourself known through what you do via channels that can be seen, what you're known for, people primary perception about you. That's a very, very good one. People perception about you. Okay, me, I have been everywhere. That is good. You can be everywhere. Yeah, that is good.
That
That
is
is
still that is still a branding. That is still a personal branding as
yeah.
well. People would know you as a generalist and not a specialist. So
Yes.
it's still a branding.
Yeah, still branding. Okay, we have personal branding being a trademark. Okay, so then the next question we have is that what strategies or platform have been most effective in growing and maintaining your personal brand? Like, what platform have you used? We have asked you now, okay, what it means to you. Like, what platform have you used to create that personal brand for yourself?
Sarah, do you want to probably?
Like I'll take this one. Everybody's saying the answer already. I think it depends on what brand we're talking about, right? If you want to see the fun Sarah, then I would say it's Instagram, right? If you want to see the Sarah that talks too much, it's Twitter. And if you want the Sarah like, for job, for my volunteering and for other things, it's going
Yeah.
to be LinkedIn. So I would say LinkedIn is one of the platform that has been very effective in maintaining my personal brand, especially in this digital landscape. Community engagement as well, but again, it's still shared on LinkedIn. Mentorship and coaching as well is another way that have helped me maintain my personal branding as well. Taking Microsoft certifications as well is another way of, letting people see what it is I'm doing as well. But again, it's all shared on LinkedIn. So I would say the platform I use most is LinkedIn when it comes to career personal branding.
Yeah, thank you so much. Do we have any other answers
Ah,
from the
Benga,
mentees?
people know you on WhatsApp. Wow.
Do we have any other answers from the coaches?
Yeah, if I could just add. So
Yeah.
for me, one thing that has helped in like a strategy that I have used in growing my personal brand would
Yeah.
also be signing up for you know challenges, for hackathons, that kind of stuff. Because I actually asked this question. There was a panel conversation we had at Microsoft on Thursday. We had the International Women's Day celebration. And then I actually asked the question, asking that because there are lots of people with passion projects and all of that. And then you're trying to find a way to align that, like align the work you do and then who you really are, like stuff that really makes you, tick, right? So how can we find that, close that gap between all of that? And then one of the responses I got was, trying to connect it with the work you do. And what work do? We do like tech, right? And in tech, you would find lots of like hackathons and stuff like that. It could be in-house. It doesn't need to be something so, high up there and all
Yeah.
that. For me, that has been a way of sort of building my brand. I try to like put my hands up when I see certain challenges. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how this goes. I might fail, but it's fine. Right. And
Yeah.
then also to put my hands up for team engagements, right? So when I say team engagement, it could be, oh, okay, we are organizing a learning day and stuff like that. I may not have all the answers. I most likely would not even know what they want us to talk about. But then I'll be like, yeah, I could help, I guess. Right. So, and it sort of helps me build that brand as someone like as a go-to person. If you have a question on this or if you need help on, whatever problem, then, you can always meet this person. So yeah, that has helped me. But then LinkedIn, of course, is really, really amazing, is really one of those tools that I try to leverage. I still feel like I'm not fully maximizing it yet. I'm still learning from like the gurus like Sarah, Rachel, even Benga on this call. Like I'm still learning from all of you, right? And of course, even Tofumi, Olora Tofumi, she is amazing in terms of LinkedIn. You guys should go and follow her and then see what she's doing. Yeah. So like, but of course, that's one of the tools that I would always leverage in terms of, putting myself out there and maintaining my personal brand.
Yeah, and if we have any answers from everybody on the call, you can drop it on the chat. But there's one thing I also want to point out is that while you are building your personal brand, also make sure to build your brand also in your company. Like if you're already working already, build a brand for yourself in your company. And if you're not, if you're working already, build your brand. If you're not working, and when you get the opportunity, like a job opportunity, try and build a brand for yourself. Like you can see the different example, like the different things that Joanne is doing already. Those are great ways for you to build your brand in your company. You can go out when you're having like outing, like company outing. You can join, chat with people. It's simple, but that is you just building your brand. Okay. Then we have the next question. Like, how do you navigate setbacks or criticism while building a consistent and impactful personal brand? Especially for, I think there's a question I got recently when I traveled. Somebody asked me like that they post online concerning, like, we have co-pilots everywhere right now. Like they post online about adoption of co-pilots, and people hardly interact with it. People hardly interact with their post online, but it's very essential. But people hardly interact. Like, so that is very, very discouraging for them. So how do you think people can actually move forward and continue building their brand? Yeah.
Okay, I think let me start from my end. I think one of the main thing people should understand in life is that for you to reach a goal, you have to fail. Failure is inevitable, right? So instead of just focusing on the failure itself, focus on more on the why. Why didn't it work out this way? What should I have done better? You keep trying different things until you find what works for you, right? Like when it comes to, for example, releasing content on LinkedIn, some people are more facing like they put their face out there, video content, and they get a lot of traffic. Some don't. Some write just only blogs, and they are more popular than people that put their face out there. So you need to understand, like, why, what's going on, why is it not working for me, and remind yourself that you have to have the growth mindset, like Microsoft would say, right? You want to make an impact, you want to have that growth, but you can't do that if you have not failed already. So you need to focus on more on why am I failing? What can I do better? That's how you navigate setback. Another thing again is to filter the noise. Because sometimes you may focus on the why, but you get so many reasons. People will say so many things. But I think another way is to have a sort of discernment. Like not all feedback is useful. Learn how to separate constructive feedback and not someone that is just jealous of. You would know the difference. When you ask for feedback, you would know people that are telling you they will not give you a reason why this thing is not working, but they'll just tell you to give up. But they will not give you any reasonable reason, no constructive feedback. So try and filter the noise. Focus on the constructive feedback. Try and say you can improve on it. Make sure you embrace, like you keep on learning. Right, no one is perfect. I've seen people on TikTok, for example, that have been posting content for years, and just it takes one video. It just takes one video, for the thing to become very, very out there. So that's if it's your thing. So coming back to setbacks. So setbacks is not the end of the world. You just have to keep on embracing continuous learning. And something else again is leverage your support network. Now, that person that reached out to you, for example, Rachel, the person is already on the right track by reaching out to you, asking you questions, you're giving them advice that worked for you. It may not work for them, but
Yeah,
again,
true.
they're starting at the right track. They're asking you questions. So make sure you see someone that is doing something you like or someone you see yourself to. Try to network with that person. If you're lucky enough and they give you the time of the day, set up a meeting with them. Talk to them and ask how they did it and why theirs went that way, and they can give you the tip and tricks that you don't that you may be missing, right? Same thing in engineering. You see a senior software engineer just comes, remove one comma, and everything is working fine. But you as a junior engineer, you're just there, like looking what's going on. So that's the same way again in engineering, in other way of life, leverage your network. I think that's my answer to this question. Juanita.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is so, like, your answer is actually really, really amazing, to be honest, because it really just covers most of it. When you think about setback, when you think about, especially in terms of building your brand, right? Like Rachel, the story you just shared, like the scenario you shared, you have someone who is really trying to build that brand of, okay, I'm your go-to person in terms of co-pilot, but then they're not really getting that much interaction, right? if you're in such a position where you're trying to sell yourself, because it's just the honest truth, you brand yourself to the job. I actually heard that word today. I was speaking to someone and she actually used that word. That was a recruiter. She said, you have to brand yourself till you get the job. So, and it's not a journey that you just start and then you drop it, or you just do it once and that's it. You have to, it's a consistent thing. And another thing as well is, just like Sarah shared in terms of feedback, it's always great to be open-minded in terms of receiving feedback. I remember, because I also, aside tech, I'm also a professional baker, right? And I remember when in fact, before I started baking, I was trying to build that brand of, I love to make cakes, because I grew up, my sisters and I would always make different type of cakes. Sarah, something like what you said your sister made that was rock hard. Sorry to call that out. So we would always make cakes and we're really happy, right? But then I remember I baked, and a friend of mine came over, and it was my sister's birthday. I was so proud. I was like, yeah, I made this cake, trying to push my personal brand. And then the next day she called me and she was like, Juan, I love you, right? You're really you're my friend and everything, but then I have to tell you the truth. I was like, what's it? Said, the cake you made was whack. Like, it wasn't good, it was hard, it was dry, it was that I wouldn't tell you this if I do not genuinely, mean well for you. And she was telling me this so I could improve on it, right? And I remember that day, how many of us watched Super Story? Growing up, that theme song. This is Super Story. Sorry, if we have Nigerians in the house, right? I remember, I literally had that soundtrack playing in my head, because I was like, I felt so bad. I really put in my entire heart into making that cake, and then I felt bad to receive that feedback. But what it did was it challenged me to then go and learn how to properly make a cake, right? So, and now I try to, oh, okay, anywhere I go, even if I bake, I always try to taste from other people's, whatever someone else makes, because I'm constantly looking for ways to improve myself. So that's just like an example outside of tech. In tech as well, once you start on the journey, do not be open to receive criticism, be open to receive feedback from people. And if that feedback isn't so great, it's fine, right? Just look at ways to improve yourself, look at ways to continue to learn and to push yourself out there. And yeah, you would really do great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have the last question. The last question is because platform explorers, our major goal is personal branding. We are trying to make sure that everybody here on this call builds a personal brand for themselves. That's when they mention a particular technology, your name is going to be mentioned. So for now that they're trying to start out their journey, what advice do you have for them as they start out with building their personal brands? Our coaches.
Okay. I think I've been going first a lot. Let Juanita go first this time around, then I'll go after Juanita.
Oh my gosh, my brain is blocked right now. Okay, yeah, sure. Any advice? I would say, like I mentioned earlier, I think I already even sort of gave that advice earlier, right? Um, the advice would just be, brand yourself to your dream job, right? Do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Do not be afraid to reach out to people if you need an extra hand, or you need clarity on something and stuff like that. Do not be afraid to reach for that, job role that seems like, oh my God, I do not know everything, but I would really love to be in this position. Or I would really love to, be in this, to work in this role, right? So in the journey of building your personal brand, just continue to put yourself out there. Ask for feedback. I think that's one thing that stood out for me since I moved to Ireland. Over here, they would, here in Ireland, they would always encourage you when you work on a project or you work with someone, reach out to them for feedback. And this is not just feedback of, I call you over the phone and I'm like, oh, what do you think I did? How could I do better? It's actually an email, right? So, or you have a platform that you're using to actually request for feedback. And what that does is it lets you see you're getting constructive feedback from your peers. They are telling you genuinely, what did you do well and what could you do better, right? And that's really helps, because you put yourself out there, you get that feedback, and then most importantly, you get to work on it and continue to make yourself better, really. So yeah, over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Anita. Right. I think you said most of the things I would say, but I would just add a little bit of extra point to that as well. Always raise your hand, not always, whenever you can. Raise your hand for opportunities. So don't always raise your hands, please, so you can filter the noise. But whenever you can, raise your hand for opportunities, because most times you learn by doing, and that's why platform explorers exist, right? Because so many people have been reading, but they still can't bridge that gap. So you learn a lot by doing. So always raise your hands up for opportunities. Have an action plan as well, like, because we are coaching you, right? But you need you're still the driver of your career, you're still the driver of your life. So have an action plan, set goals. Even if you don't meet those goals, but at least you will not fall way below whatever it is you have planned for your life already. And if you achieve that goal, perfect as well. So make sure you have action plans, make sure you set your goals. And another thing again is that document your journey, right? If you are a LinkedIn person, please always post on LinkedIn. This is what I learned. This is what I built. People are watching. Recruiters are watching. Hiring managers are watching. People get recruited. I got recruited by a manager reaching out to me directly and telling me, oh, I think you're going to be a good fit for this job. And I think you're going to be a good fit for my team. And how did I do that? By personal branding, because of the way my LinkedIn is already placed, because of the way kind of things I post on my LinkedIn already. I was already selling myself out without even applying to jobs, like, hey, see me here, guys. So that's something you want to do as well. Make sure you document your journey. And it can be through LinkedIn posts, it can be through writing your own blog via Medium, or your own blog, can create your own domain. Even informal notes as well. It can be your notepad on your phone if you don't feel there yet to put yourself out there in the public, but make sure you're documenting your journey, because when you document things, you can be able to say, okay, this is how far I've come, this is how far I've gone. And again, the feedback thing, having a third person or a second person, like a second opinion, as Juanita mentioned, looking at your work, like, okay, I think you're doing good here. I think you're ready for your 104 exam. I think you're ready for your 900 exam, things like that. And the last thing again I want to say is stay adaptable, because things change. For example, like I was given, so my job involves me doing a lot of demos to customers, like technical demos to customer. And I was doing one demo one certain time like that. And a few months later, I had the same demo. I'm like, no, I'm gonna use my notes from last time. I didn't even check anything. And I went to the portal and I was shocked that that particular product has been deprecated by Microsoft. Right? So that is something, don't be like me, guys. Make sure you're adaptable, because this tech industry it is moving very fast. Few years ago, there was nothing like Copilot, there was nothing like Grok, there was nothing like Gemini, but now all these things exist, right? And so you have to make sure you are adaptable, you are moving with the trend, you are open to learning, you are growing with the new trends and opportunities as well. It doesn't mean you have to switch, right? But you just need to know what's going on. It's going to help you in the long run as well. So that's my advice for explorers as well. Again, I want to see at least one person from this cohort putting their hands out saying, I want to mentor another cohort in the next year or so. That would be nice to see as well, right? Giving back to the community as well. It can be through Platform Explorers, it can be through another NGO. It's just something I want to see one person from here, like, see, I think I can call myself an SME in this particular technology to be able to give back to the community. You don't even have to be an SME, it can be 900 level stuff, like high level stuff. So that's what we are doing here as well. So that is another advice as we embark on your journey with Platform Explorers. Over to you, Rachel.
Yeah, thank you so much. And one other advice I have for everyone is that as you start out your personal brand, if nobody's interacting with your post, it's fine. People are looking at it. There's sometimes you post on Twitter and nobody likes it, nobody comments on it. But if you check the impression of that post, you see 2,000, you see 1,000, you see 200. So continue posting, continue sharing your knowledge, and continue documenting your journey throughout this throughout this cohort and after the cohort, you should document everything that you are doing. That is going to be your assignment. You have joined the cohort, you are going to share it online, talk about it and what you are expecting from it. Then as you are given projects, you are going to post them online. You're going to give a detailed explanation of this is the business problem and this is how I solved this business problem. If you take it really seriously, you can get job opportunities from your posts. You can get freelancing opportunities from your posts. It all depends on you. So we are trying to meet this goal, but everything is on you. So, and this is what we're advising you to do. We want you to follow all the coaches. Go to LinkedIn. This is the names. Go to LinkedIn. Follow all the coaches here. Joanne, Judith, myself, Sarah, Rita, and Emmanuel. And also follow Platform Explorers on LinkedIn. If you do not have a LinkedIn account, create one. Go and create a LinkedIn account. If you have a LinkedIn account, you do not have your picture there, please place your picture there so that people would, because if you do not have picture, people will be like, okay, this is a scam. This person is scam. There's no need interacting with this person. So place a picture there. So follow everybody here. And every time you make a post online, like every time you document your journey online, tag everybody. And the reason why we want you to tag everybody, so that your post can get to a wider audience, can get to the people we have the people we follow and people who follow us and any other person, just to spread out your posts to a larger audience. Because even with LinkedIn, without you searching for a job, like Joanne and Sarah has mentioned, without you searching for a job, a recruiter can just come to your DM and ask you, we have this opened opportunity, would you like to apply for it? Or we have seen how passionate you are about this particular technology, would you like to apply for this opportunity? So we're going to be advising you, you have it here, screenshot it, snap it, whatever you want to do. Follow everybody here, and also the Platform Explorers LinkedIn page. And we are also on Twitter. On Twitter, it's at Plats Explorers. Follow everybody here and document your journey, because for me, how I got this opportunity I'm in right now, but that have been for more than 2 years now, it was just me documenting my journey online. And somebody just reached out to me, Rachel, have you heard of this company before? Send me your CV. And that was the first time I talked to that person. Like, I have not seen them before. They just sent me a message on LinkedIn and I replied, and that was it. Okay. So, and also what we move to the next slide. Okay, and we also want you to be using hashtags. Apart from tagging people, we want you to use hashtags. We want you to use the Platform Explorers hashtag, and we want you to use the hashtag of public learning. And the third hashtag we want you to use is that the track you are in. If you're in product management, use the hashtag product management. If you're in cybersecurity, use cybersecurity hashtag. If you can also add other hashtags to it to reach a wider audience. If you're in Power Platform and Dynamics track, use the hashtag. And also, just to help you to spread out your post online, because the goal we are trying to, hopefully, it depends on how serious you are in this cohort. We are planning that in this cohort or the next cohort, we are going to create a partnership with companies or recruiters, where when you finish this program, you can easily go for interviews. Like, it can be a step forward where they'll be like, we have an open opportunity, can you bring this person in to apply for this particular job? So it just depends on how active are you. And I'm going to share my screen for the next thing, is that we're also trying to, this is all part of your personal brand and you building yourself to reach a wider audience. So we want you to be using alternate text in your post. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we want you to be using alternate text in your post. If you are posting a screenshot or an image, we want you to have a description of what is in that image. We want you to have a description of what is in that image, because most people that are seeing your posts, they might have any issues that they cannot be able to understand what you have in your picture or in your screenshots. So you can easily do that by, if you, for me, I don't know how to write alternate text. It's difficult explaining what is in an image. So I just use Microsoft Copilot, which is this link. I'll post it on the chat. I'll just go, it's for free. So I just come to this place and I upload. You can see I click on this plus sign. I'm going to upload an image. Okay. So I'm going to upload an image. I don't know what image is there, but okay. So okay, it's me. Okay, wait, let me try something else. I'm going to upload an image and then we can see. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to upload this image and say, what is the alternate text of this image? So this is just the prompt I'm using. I'm going to click on it. This is free to use. So I'm waiting for it to load. So this is the alternate text. You can see there's the alternate text for the image where you have the Global Power Platform, Lagos, Microsoft Power Platform. You can see a detailed explanation of what we have inside of the image. So this is just to help you reach a wider audience, to build your personal brand, because if somebody sees your post and they don't know what is the screenshot you have, they don't know what is there, with your alternate text, they can be able to understand, okay, this is what you are posting. So we're just trying to make you build yourself up, to spread you around, like to spread your knowledge, your learning, your documentation to different parts of the world. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah. Going to unshare.
Okay. So I would go back to share the slide. Okay, now, so thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your contributions so far. And thanks, everyone. I've been following the chat and you guys are giving me joy because you're really interacting, which is what we want. We want this to be a totally interactive, experience all through, right? We want to hear from you. We want to hear your feedback. We want to advise as much as possible. But then, like Tofumi shared, we also want to learn from you, right, in the process. So now over to, we'll be talking about the tracks and the timelines, right? Because we've received a lot of questions with regards to that. Like we mentioned when we had the first spotlight session, we have 5 focus areas. And then the first one being modern workplace. So that's the Microsoft 365 administration, right? Which is led by Emmanuel. Now, you would notice the times, before I speak more, you would notice the times for each track is different. And this is because we had to work with the times that, works for our various coaches, right? So for Emmanuel's class, you would be meeting from next Saturday by 10 a.m., right? So 10 a.m. GMT plus 1. If you're in Nigeria, that's literally your 10 a.m. time, right? So we would have the links for your sessions where you can always, click, join, get to connect with Emmanuel. He gets to, share the use case for the week, and then you can just interact and better understand what you're trying to achieve. So for modern work administration, that's Saturdays by 10 a.m. For cybersecurity, which would be led by myself, that will be Saturdays by 9 a.m., right? Like I said, starting next Saturday. Then Power Platform and Dynamics 365 CRM, led by Rachel, that would be Saturdays by 10:30 a.m. GMT plus 1. Product management, led by Oloruntofunmi Rita, that would be Saturdays by 6 p.m. GMT plus 1. And then Azure Cloud Computing, led by Sarah, that's going to be Saturdays by 10 a.m. GMT plus 1. We would still report this in the chats for each track, so that you can be aware of it, and you can set a calendar reminder so you don't miss class. We want this to be, like we said, which is why we sent the emails to ask for acknowledgement, right? We want everyone to participate actively and build that relationship with your coach, so that once you're posting about your experience, posting about the work you're doing, they are also helping to push you to their own network as well, so people can see what you're doing, and you're literally building that brand, selling yourself. Then with regards to the timeline for the entire cohort, of course, we received applications early, mid-February, early March, or no, yeah, between around February anyways. So we had the first spotlight session 1st of March. We sent out the invites from the 4th of March. Up until even yesterday, we still sent out invites yesterday, and I think this morning as well, because some people had issues, you know, the emails dropped in their junk and all of that. So we had to follow up extensively. Then today marks the start fully. So today is the 8th of March, and we've had the, you know, personal brand building exercise. We would be announcing the assignment. Actually, best time to say the assignment. So the assignment for today, because we cannot have all of this and then we just all just walk home and then say, yeah, till next Saturday. No. So I'll ask of you, we would post this again in the announcement group. I'll ask of you this coming week. Today is already gone. It's Saturday, it's weekend. Everyone, you know, rests and all that. But then for this coming week, we would love for you, if you haven't already done that, post on social media, right? I'm excited to be starting, you know, with Platform Explorers, the first cohort. I'm focused on this track. This is what I'm hoping to gain from this program and all of that, right? And like Rachel said, tag as many of the, you know, coaches, as many of the individuals that you know are connected to this as possible, because what happens is once we repost, we're also pushing that to our own network as well, right? So you don't know who it could connect you with. You just want to have as much exposure as possible. And once again, if your post doesn't get as much interactions and all of that, it's fine, right? It's fine. The right people are seeing it. They might see it and move on, but then they are seeing it. And if you remain consistent, you will get to the right places. So that's the assignment for this week, right? We want to see those posts, and we would actually ask you about them next Saturday. Once I'm done reviewing the timelines, would actually be moving into the group starter interviews. So we would be posting in the chat. I think Rachel, if you have the links, if you could please. So we would post in the chat. Once we're done, we would each of us click on the link that pertains to your track. So you would see the links for the modern work or the Microsoft 365 and cybersecurity interviews, link for the product management, dynamics, and Power Platform interview, and then also the link for the Azure, you know, cloud computing interview, right? So click on those links and it will take you to your interview rooms. Like I said, it's nothing serious, right? So don't be tense. We really just want to use this medium to get to know more about you, to get to understand, okay, what are the areas you could possibly improve on, and just, you know, just get a feel of, you know, how it would probably be if, you know, you're actually at an interview. How would you present yourself? And so that going forward, we know areas to advise on. Then, of course, we had the coach introduction today and all that. So the subsequent weeks, you can see the items listed out. We already shared most of this timeline details with you via the emails that you received previously, right? So you can always reference that, and it will remain a guide for us as we proceed with the cohort. Yeah. And we're hoping that, you know, at the end of the day, we have our closing ceremonies. We have people who have started the journey of building their personal brand for the past, for the 12 weeks that we would engage, right? And then we would have, you know, the certificates issued. Nothing special, but then it's definitely a reward for, you know, the work you would have put in, you know, this past few weeks, getting up to the point of, you know, completion and graduation, so to say. Yeah. So do we have any questions so far? Any questions, please? Any questions? You can just raise your hand or you drop them in the chat. Okay, in the absence of questions, we can now please, if you can see the links in the chat, can you just do a thumbs up?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yes. Hi, John. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for this wonderful session. So the question is this. like those that want to join into team. I mean, substation like all this cloud and then like the time is way a bit of the same time. So what can be done in that space? Is it possible that they have that is it possible to join two group? That's just some requirement.
Okay, so the answer to that is no. It's not possible at the moment. It's not possible to partake in two groups. You need to, and the reason behind that is, we had, like, we had lots of applications coming from various people. We want to make sure that you are focused on the areas that really, like, the areas that are primary to you at the moment, right? So you grow in that area, and then you can then decide if maybe you want to engage in the next cohort, right? If you register for the next cohort, you want to engage. But then for now, we just want people to join, one track. You can only be registered under one track. And that's another thing. Yes, we saw some people trying to move between rooms. We highly encourage you, please. You can only, like I already mentioned previously, you can only be part of one track in the cohort, right? Because we're trying to make sure that we have a strong connection with everyone who is going to be, participating. So at the moment, we can only accommodate people being in one class or one track at a time. I hope that answers your question, John.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's
So
going,
yes.
sorry,
Oh,
sorry for
Rachel.
interrupting. And it's going to be a lot doing two project tasks at the same time. So how are you going to how are you going to do that? Yeah, so
Yeah, exactly. Because we would literally be assigning projects to you, and we don't expect you to get them done like on the Saturday you'll be getting it assigned. You would be expected to do it during the week. So if you're in two classes, like Rachel said, it's going to be really, and you probably, I want to believe that, of course, you have stuff you're doing during the week and all of that, right? We want to make sure that you're giving your 100%. You're not overwhelmed by, your participation in the cohort. So at the moment, we can only accommodate, one track per individual. Yeah. So can I get a thumbs up if you can see the links in the chat? So if you can see the links, just do a thumbs up. And then what we want from you is, depending on your focus areas, so just click on that link and it will take you straight into thank you, it will take you straight into your interview rooms. Like I said, nothing serious, just be chill, just be calm. All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's see how this goes. Enjoy your interview sessions, and in case we would not be in the same room, enjoy the rest of your week as you proceed. All right, thank you. So see you in the interview rooms. Bye.